So let me pass on to you. Hello, Jonas, and welcome.
Good morning. I will
Will you take
share
the
my
stage?
screen. Yes.
Thank you.
Okay. I first want to thank you for this invitation. I'm really happy to talk about this project that we did for Velux in 2013. And it's the renovation of a small social house in a garden city. It's pictured here, and it's next to Brussels. The question we received was very clear. We had to renovate one house. It's a model house. It's a house at the left of this picture. And we had to renovate it according to the active house principles. We had to follow the requirements for social housing in Brussels. And we had to do this within the budgets available for social housing in Belgium. We immediately recognized the architectural qualities of the garden city, and that conserving these qualities should be a guiding idea for this design. Also from the start, we were convinced that in this context, the energy production issue was to be regarded at scale of the garden city, or even larger, and not at scale of a single house. And so in the active house radar, you can see that the energy production is the only part where we did not try to maximize the performance for this single house renovation. This factor could be improved when other houses are also renovated and common energy production systems can be installed. And so in the rest of this talk, I will focus on the other measures and how they are translated in this design. The house at the right side of this picture was in a terrible condition, both outside and inside, before renovation. Only the structure was sound. So very early in the process, we decided to dismantle the house, except for the load-bearing structure and the roof. Next, we needed to add a very good insulation in the building skin. And given the small size of the house, we added facade insulation at the outside. And again, given that we wanted to keep the existing roof, we added the roof insulation at the inside of the structure. This choice allowed us to finish the walls in a similar way as the original houses, by choosing for a palette of materials that generate similar qualities than the original ones. The insulated house with a new rendering, and a zoom on the textures that were applied in the new design. The existing surfaces of the house were too small to house the day functions, sitting, dining, eating, all on one floor. Only 2 spaces were available, so we decided to add another garden room at the back. This would allow us to open up the house at the back and open it up towards the garden. This is a view of this new garden pavilion, clad with green painted wood to distinguish the main volume from the new one, and opening up this new extension towards the garden. Here, a view towards the back, showing the new transparency towards the garden from the inside. We also wanted to optimize the daylight conditions in the house. The relatively small openings are maximized without altering the visual aspect of the house, and new windows are added. In the extension, large windows to the floor complement the small windows in the main volume. And connect maximally with the garden. Next to the mechanical ventilation system in the house, a system of natural cross ventilation is added, only used when outside temperatures rise above 14 degrees. Therefore, parts of the windows open up automatically, like the top part of the window pictured here. This detail shows the combination of both systems, the ventilation grill on top of the window. This is part of the mechanical ventilation system, and the automatic opening window part for natural ventilation in the summer. All technical products are maximally concealed so that they do not have any impact on the architecture that is mainly referring to the original architecture of the garden city. To prevent overheating, all windows on south and west facades have automatic sunscreens. Also, these have been incorporated in the architectural interventions shown in the same detail. Only when the screens go down, they become visible. When they're up, they are not a part of the architectural expression of the houses. One of the most important interventions in the house was the insertion of a new staircase that supports several of the previous interventions. It is located centrally in the plan, and it doesn't only provide the circulation to the different levels, but also contains a small storage at the ground floor, visible through this translucent screens. Next to that, light is distributed towards the heart of the house. And additionally, when there is not enough draft, it improves the ventilation by making use of the heat stack effect and drawing the air out of the house through the newly added roof windows on top of the staircase. To really make the house comfortable, an additional bedroom is added under the roof. Also here, both ventilation and natural daylight are maximized by the new Velux windows in the different directions of this room. And with this, I like to conclude my presentation, but I welcome any questions. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Jonas, for this introduction to the architectural concept of the RenovActive, the demonstration building that was built as the first one.